What's up, guys? I'm Nick, and this is Build Dad Build. Now, I'm not from Texas, but I got here as soon as I could. Alright guys, now this project is probably one of the most requested projects by you guys. For this episode, we're going to build a concealment flag. Now, like I said previously, I live in Texas. We don't have a whole lot of reason to conceal our weapons. But when I'm not wearing my grill blazer on my hip, whoop-ah! Check out that holster that my good buddy Ethan Carter made for me. I'll link to his video right up here. He custom made a holster for my sous vide grill blazer. But when I'm not wearing it on my hip, I gotta have someplace to put it. And in Texas, we take our barbecue seriously. So that's right, we're building a concealment flag from a grill blazer. All right, the dimensions of the Texas flag are pretty simple. The width of the blue stripe is also the width of the white stripe and the red stripe, and it's a ratio of 2:3. So the width of that board is 2 over. So we're gonna take a 1x8, we're gonna rip it down to 7 inches, and we're gonna have a 7-inch stripe. So we'll have a blue 7-inch stripe, and then 2 over from that will make the flag 21 inches, and then the 7 inches stacked on top of each other will make the flag 14 inches tall. If that doesn't make sense, I will put a little graphic up here. But first thing we're gonna do is rip that down, and then we're gonna figure out how we're gonna build our box. All right guys, so here we are with the box. I was originally gonna paint the box black, but I'm afraid if I come in here and I fill in this joint right here and then paint it black, when I put the opposite piece on, that joint's gonna be so much more noticeable. So I'm gonna come at it with the torch. The torch will kind of accentuate this a little bit, but that's good because then it's gonna show up on both sides and it will give me a little bit more concealment of this piece on this side. And I figure if we're gonna burn stuff for the grill blazer, we should burn it with the grill blazer. But I am using the little torch. I'm using the shorter torch, the one that I'm actually building this for. The big one, too much heat for this project. I'm gonna make fast, shallower passes over the boards, especially the ones for the flag, to make sure that they don't warp or to mitigate as much warping as possible. And this torch is actually gonna be perfect for this. It gives me a little bit more flame, not a ton of flame. And it should give me enough coverage to where I can get like 2 passes on the boards. That being said, I'm going to be using the Grill Blazer in a minute on these boards, so you get to see this one in action. I use the larger one on larger projects. I use the larger one to light my my smoker a lot of times, because that's actually what it's for. If you guys are interested in either one of these Grill Blazer torches, I will leave a link in the description down below. Use promo code BuildDadBuild for 10% off your purchase. All right, now let's light it up. Never gets old. Right? You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Only in Texas. Well, I guess it could be a different flag or something. All right, guys. So like I said, this is probably one of my most requested videos. So I hope you dig it. Okay, only a couple of minor issues I'm having with this. One, when this thing's laying flat, it slides open and shut just fine. But when it's up like this, it doesn't. This top track's popping off. I have to go do some adjustments on that to get it to figure out what it's doing. I didn't realize it was doing it until I was taking pictures of it, because I kept opening and closing it while it was laying on its back. I have some issue with the color here. I don't know why. The UNiCORN SPiT was fine here when I sprayed it here, but this right here, it actually kind of yellowed. I ended up having to go in and paint it again. And the third issue I had was I bought shitty foam. I was gonna laminate 2 or 3 pieces of this so it'd kind of be more in there than it is. But when the foam came, it was supposed to be an inch thick. It's an inch thick like in the middle, but like all the edges are all about, they taper down to almost a 1/4 inch. It's not, it's supposed to be medium density foam. It's definitely not medium density foam. So I do think I'm gonna need to order some new foam to put in here. But the concept works. The only other thing I would have done is I would have burnt and assembled the flag first and then built the box around it. If I close this all the way right now, there's a slight gap right here because when the flame hit this, it took off just a little bit of that. So it was like super tight when I built it, and then now it's got a little bit of a gap. It's not super noticeable, but I notice it. I dig it, and don't mess with Texas. You know who doesn't mess with Texas? Is my patrons. I just want to say a big thank you and a happy holidays to all of my patrons. You guys, I couldn't do these videos without you, so here's the biggest clinkies I can come up with. Clinky! And I would especially like to thank Nick the Greek, Stephen Mann, Eric Easy E. Weiss, Derek Coates, Caveman Ross, Chuck Faulkner, The Weekend DIYer, Puffy Muffins, and Chaz Thompson. And extra special clinkies to you folks. Clinkies. And as always, one more clinkies for all you guys that stuck around to the end. Here's to you. Not drinking alone while you're sitting on the toilet watching this. All right, guys, that is it. Happy holidays to everybody if you're watching this when it drops. If not, thanks for playing. And until next time, I gotta get to work.